So you probably already know this, but IMDb has two parts. The front-facing IMDb that people look at. It's the IMDb is where Amazon Prime pulls information about cast members for the X-ray feature that's on Amazon Prime. Some other streaming platforms also use the IMDb information to pull their data for cast and crew, for filmmakers and different roles that are played in films that are streaming on their services. So you all will ultimately have something streaming if you don't already. So for that reason, it's good to have your information updated so that it'll show up on the X-ray. And it's cool. And then you can take a picture and post it all over Instagram and be excited. You showed up on TV. And then of course the professional end of that from our filmmaking community is IMDb Pro. And so a lot of people, I've seen actors who think they have an IMDb page when in fact all they did was signed up for IMDb. I had an IMDb to track movies that I like to watch and keep track and rate them and give them, all of those things that you can do just as a viewer of and a lover of movies. I don't know, for 20 years, as long as I can remember. But the IMDb Pro account is different from an actor's standpoint or a crew member's standpoint. And I'd said this in that post earlier today, but IMDb is just as important for crew as it is for actors as well. Of course, actors get the attention. That's what's always the case, right? They're the ones who have the star meter. Crew's not necessarily vying for the star meter rating like actors are, but it's also important for them. And I'll say this, I've spent a couple of weeks in LA with casting directors, with filmmakers, and had this conversation with them concerning IMDb. And they tell me, from a casting director standpoint, they look at IMDb before they look at Instagram or anything else. So for that reason, I think it's really critical for actors to have it up to date.
So we need IMDb Pro account.
Yes, an IMDb Pro account. And you tried to stop this from happening, but I'm sorry. So he tried to change my screensaver. It'll keep kicking in.
And I'm assuming then there is a fee for that?
There is, yes. You can do a free trial and kind of get it set up. Once that free trial ends, you lose a lot of functionality as far as being able to add your credits and add photos and work within the platform. But there is a free trial period you can use to claim your page, at least at the start, if you didn't want to have the membership. I think you can do a $20 a month membership or like $160 a year membership.
There are discounts available at various places.
Yeah, not to the penny on that, by the way, but since I just had to reboot mine. Also, it's important to know that, and this is how I messed mine up, that IMDb is owned by Amazon. So when you create that IMDb Pro account, apparently you also are creating a ghost Amazon account. And I didn't realize that even, and I feel like I know a lot about it, but I had discovered, I had this happen to me twice in the last couple of months where I lost access to my account. And the first reason was because I had went on my personal Amazon account that we use for shopping and watching movies, and looked at all of the devices that was logged in and looked at the different accounts that were associated with my account. And I thought, so why do I have this other Amazon account created here that was associated with my actor email address? And I thought I must have just did that by mistake at some point. And I deleted it and I canceled it. The next morning, my IMDb Pro was gone. And I put a lot of work into my IMDb Pro account. And so I was in a total panic that day as well. But I was ultimately, Ashley had asked about dealing with customer service, right? What I did, I went to there is a customer service page that is on IMDb. They are pretty responsive when you submit the form. on that. But there also is a phone number. I didn't find it by Googling it. I found it on ChatGPT. So, but anyway, when I went there, I just kept saying live agent, live agent, live agent, live agent, until it gave me somebody. So that's not, that's how I got to someone eventually. And between talking with Amazon's customer service and talking with IMDb's customer service, Amazon said, we do not restore accounts. So I had to create a new Amazon account and then go into IMDb and reassociate my IMDb account with that. I didn't lose everything. Everything was just kind of jumbled up. Like here where you see like the credits that I have these 4 featured right now at the moment, it was whatever IMDb had chosen. It wasn't what I had chosen. My pictures were a little out of whack. It chose a different photo for my headshot. So it just kind of, I was okay because I thought at least I didn't lose everything, but it was still it was a little wonky. I had to go back and fix it. So that was how I did it. I caused that by deleting that Amazon account because I didn't realize it. What happened this last time, I'm still not totally sure, but apparently that Amazon account that I created said that I had a hold on a transaction, and I don't ever log into it to do a transaction, so I don't know if someone was trying to use it or what, but they did a hold on it, and that caused me to be locked out of my account. So I had to upload my driver's license and my credit card information to Amazon to prove that I was who I said I was. It could also be that I have a stage name and my real name is all over my legal documents, right? So that could have been it, but nobody could tell me that, so I don't know for sure if that's what it was. Nonetheless, if that happens and you lose stuff, there is a recourse, and if you can get to it and get it taken care of quickly, they won't restore your Amazon account, but they will restore your IMDb Pro account. So as terrifying as it is, especially after you put a lot of work, there is hope out there that you can get it restored. But that put me in a panic, and I thought, how do I got to teach this class? I think I called Rhodes immediately. I was like, I got to teach this class, and I've lost my IMDb Pro account. What kind of loser am I? So there's IMDb Pro, then there's the regular IMDb. You can have both. You actually have both when you set up your IMDb Pro account. And it just looks a little different, which I'm probably saying things you already know. But if you just
I think of it as like IMDb is the front facing, IMDb Pro is the back end.
Yeah.
If you want to control the back end
If you
and set it up, that's what you need to pay for.
Yeah. So if here, I've got a watch list of movies I'd like to watch here on the regular IMDb. Anybody in the world can do that. But my wife, she don't need an IMDb Pro account. But she might have an IMDb account. So of course, all the films I'm going to watch are mine. But yeah. So you've got your profile there too. It's just different. It's a different thing. But you end up with both of those there. Okay, back over here. All right. So, all right. Again, a lot of the things I'm sharing and the advice that I'm giving comes from casting directors that I've talked to. So I've just been blessed to be able to work with some high-profile casting directors who are nice, and they are willing to sit down and talk to or were willing to talk to me about it, about those how they utilize it from their end.
The actual movie then that you're in, the whole movie that you're in?
No, so IMDb Pro is going to be like a digital resume for you, especially as an actor or a crew member. And so it's all the credits of all the films that you've worked on.
Is there things for people to watch on it?
Yes, absolutely. So, all right, let's say that you were just any old body who's looking at IMDb and you wanted to look up me on IMDb. So this is what you see if you don't have an IMDb Pro account and you're just looking at it. So what's there is my bio is there, my demo reel is there. I've got some photos that's on there. I've got some video clips, and I can add more. I'm kind of slack on adding new stuff. You can put a ton of stuff on there. The photos, all of the credits of my films are listed, so you can go directly to those films. But you're not finding the whole film there. It's not a platform for viewing, for streaming the films.
Okay. Do you put that on there, or does the producer or director of the film put it on there?
Typically, the AD is usually responsible for that, right? Maybe?
It would be like production.
Somebody on production.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like that person from that Unplugged movie,
Adam.
they wanted my information. I'm like, man, I don't know.
He's
how
going to
I
do
know.
it. He doesn't have a production person, but he's going to do it. So somebody
Okay,
usually
I was
is.
gonna say, so I told him, so I don't know if I said kind of all happened really
Yeah.
in timing. So if I create a page, I just tell them this is my page, and then they'll go onto the page and add that credit.
Yes.
Okay.
Although you can add it yourself. And so
Okay.
there have been, and I'll show you how to do that, but there have been productions that I wanted it on there faster than they were getting it done. So I just asked, can I add mine? I wouldn't do it without asking though, but you can do your own.
Now, when someone clicks on that credit, now, so what do you see?
It'll take you to the film, that particular film. So let's see. Just click on Daddy's Girl, for example. All right. So then, whoever is looking at that, they're getting the synopsis of the film.
Okay.
Like the awards are listed there for the film. You've got the some whatever, there could be BTS photos, stills from the film can be listed on there. The actors, all of the crew, cast and crew, budget, location, filming locations,
really
everything
don't
you
have
can imagine.
control what's in that content, that comes from the producer and that.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes. Bigger productions are going to have like a person assigned to do it,
Right.
and then smaller
So you're
productions
basically
sometimes.
getting that link into your profile.
Right.
Will Ashley, so in 48 hour, can that be put on there?
Yeah, if the production wants to do it, 48 won't do it for them.
Okay, so if my team leader is going to do that, I met with him. I think he said something about
Yeah.
that we may.
And then whoever on your team is comfortable and able to do it is welcome to do it. It's just, the producer has to sign off on it. Whoever paid for the film has to be the one that says yes.
Okay.
Right. I mean, I've done several of them for films that I worked on,
Right, yeah.
just because nobody else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
It's tough.
So would it still be effective to have an IMDb account even if you don't have any credits?
Yes, you can go ahead and set that. Actually, no. You have to have one credit to claim your page, right? So now that I think of that, so for me, I was able to do it because I had something back in like 1998, that I had done. And so I was able to claim my page initially. But yes, you do have to have a credit before you can get it, before you can claim the page.
That's what he asked me. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he asked me, that he was, if this is going to be my first credit, I'm like, I don't know, because I was in a commercial about a month ago, and that's it. So
Well, commercials,
they're not IMDb credits.
no, but from an actor standpoint, you can put commercials on your resume in IMDb, but
Okay.
it's not a credit like a film
Okay.
credit or television
So,
credit is.
Up top there, when you put your demo reel and all that, I can add that commercial into that. In that section.
Oh, yeah, if they give you access and you want to use that for your videos, totally.
Right, that's where that would go, but the commercial would not go to the credit area.
No, it won't be listed as a credit. What it could be listed, let me see if it shows right. I think that's only going to show up on IMDb Pro. And there's a section where at the bottom of credits, I haven't kept my commercial stuff updated, but when you scroll through the credits, then you get to other stuff like additional credits. I've got my commercial work listed there. Theater work can be listed there.
That's going to be my next question.
Yeah.
So but you have to add that.
Modeling work. Yes, you have to add that.
Okay.
Those productions are not going to add it to. This is more like resume stuff that you can add to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There. You have a question?
Sure. So, okay, so just clarifying, theater work would go under additional, okay. And
Yeah.
then, so, if the producer or whoever created the short film or feature film or whatever, if they don't create something on IMDb for it, you can't claim the credit for it?
When that's happened to me, this is what I did. I reached out
Okay.
and I said, are you going to do an IMDb page? If they hee-hawed around about it for whatever reason, maybe they don't have they might not even have an IMDb Pro account. So they also have to have an account to do it. Maybe they don't have an account, or maybe they just don't know how to do it, or maybe they just have no intentions of doing it. I said, can I do it? And I just did it for them, and then I would add everybody else in to that. Or, I've had situations on films where there were actors who didn't have an account, so I couldn't add them. And I'll just tell them, all right, if you ever create your account, then you can add yourself.
But they can add you if you don't have an account. It's just that you have to go in and claim it if you want to do anything.
That's true. I couldn't
Yeah.
put JD on there. I would be creating,
You would.
and that happens to people.
That-
This is why I say claim it. That's why I say claim yours as fast as you can, because you'll be on a production. Let's say Cassandra decided she goes to add you and you're not on there, so she just types your name in. Well, then you've got one. And then when you go to create your own, you possibly have two. And then you're in Rhodes Film and he adds the first one that she created, but now you've got two and you've got duplicate things going. And I've had to help a lot of actors
So,
get that straightened out.
Can you talk through that? Like I have mine up there. I don't pay for IMDb Pro at the moment, but I did a commercial with Nickelodeon and they put me in there. Or it wasn't a commercial, it was a little snippet TV 5-minute thing.
I see, yeah.
But now there's two Rhodes Farrell because they credited me incorrectly or whatever. I need to reach out to them to correct it, or
Okay, I would fix it myself.
I don't really care. So
Well, I mean, I could
literally
I
say,
could
I'm blind.
fix yours. I won't do it right now, but I could fix it for you. Basically, I would just go into whichever one you want to use, maybe Rhodes
well,
Farrell
there's one
1.
that has like several credits on it.
Right, so that's probably the one you want to use.
Yeah.
So we say it's this one, and then the only one on part 2 is Nick News. So we would just go into the first one and add Nick News to it, and then we would delete this one.
I don't know if I have access to delete that one.
You don't, because you don't have a pro account.
Right.
Right. But I could probably do it for you.
So,
But then I'm
but there's numbers
tiptoeing
next
on
to
somebody
them.
else's production.
So it says Rhodes
but-
Farrell 1, Rhodes Farrell 2, right?
Yes.
There are numbers next to them. Can you
Yes,
explain
it's
that?
a Roman numeral because because there's two of you. It could be two totally different Rhodes Farrells.
Yeah.
And so that's the case on a lot of names.
John Smith.
Yeah, I mean, there's some there's a dozen people and it's all different people. In that case, you get a Roman numeral beside your name.
Yeah, I had that problem
Yeah.
where productions have put my name in, but it's been to the wrong Ian Russell, and then it's a real faff.
It is if you go to customer service, but that's why I was saying if you have the pro account, you can fix it yourself pretty easily. You just have to go in there and add yourself to the right one and remove yourself from the wrong one, which I could be happy to show you how to do that.
Also, could you, if we were just like doing background work for a movie, could I still put that in as my credit?
Okay, so most bigger casting directors prefer you don't use background work as IMDb credit. In this case, he's being told that's what he's getting paid, probably, right? IMDb credit.
Yeah.
And so that's okay. And I have 2 background credits on mine also. But what's going to happen is if you've done a ton of background work, and I've seen people do this. They put in a dozen things of background work. They get a low IMDb score because they're on big name productions that were shot in Atlanta and they're feature films or TV shows. And so they end up with a 3,000 rating on the star meter. Well, anything below 10,000 is a pretty big name as far as acting goes. So, but all you've ever done is background work. So it looks like you're being manipulative when you do that to a casting director. When they go in and look at IMDb and they're like, really all this person's done is background work. They're trying to get a lead role in my feature film. It's like they don't have the chops for this. So I would just say be careful.
I was just saying that if you need a credit to get to claim your thing, maybe that would be it.
Yeah, I would just say don't. If you're just a background actor and that's what you do all the time, then that's fine. But what I'm saying is it's going to show on IMDb that you are an extra. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So to that point, so my example would be the short film that I was part of was like a 6-minute production. It was basically an advertisement. Do I even want to?
Yeah, because you don't have anything else. And ultimately, what could happen is when you get a dozen film roles, you can just remove it if you want to. But they are going to cancel that out. I'm just saying, like you don't want like 20 background roles. It's okay if that's what you want to do, but you're going to look. There are people who are background actors. Like their job is a background actor. So if you're going for heavier roles, then they're going to look at that and say, "Oh, this is a background actor." You know,
There was a mini doc on some famous background actor that had done like 70 different features, but he's like always just a background person.
right? I mean, they do that. That's all they want to do. They don't want to have dialogue, right? You get fed and you make $100 and get treated like crap for 12 hours.
Robin Williams famously would find a homeless person and put him in every film.
Yeah.
Just so he could feed him. And
He insisted on the background all being homeless people.
All right, adding a credit. Next topic.
All right, so adding a credit. Okay, so again, several people had asked me to do things on IMDb this week, and I just told them, I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'll do it Tuesday night for you, so we'll have some examples. And Gigi was one of them. So we have, now I'm just trying to remember what it was, in fact. So let's see. Okay, so it's Thrift Store, right? So this is the film that David Owens has been doing, right? So Thrift Store is the film, which I also was on, so I'm just going to find it on my credits, and that's my way to navigate. If y'all need to come closer, like this, as big as it is.
There's chairs back here if you want to pull up.
Snag that one.
Because I told David I did the IMDb for this project, so
So because you have a pro account, you can edit things for other people as well.
to a point. I can't edit like someone's primary photo or something like that. You know, it's like, so there are some limitations, but you can add credits, remove credits to an extent. You have some. All right, so I would just go to the project. Say I'm Gigi. I'm not Gigi, but if I'm Gigi and David has given me permission to add myself. The reason she's asking me to add this was because I'm doing the IMDb for David. So we're going to the Thrift Store project, and all right. So you can see this is actually a really big cast with a lot of people who don't have an IMDb Pro account. If they're watching, sorry, you're not on there because you didn't set it up. You know, so so there's several. It is a bigger cast than this, but what I would do as myself, or I'm already listed, so I can't do mine, but I'm going to click Add Cast right there. I'm assuming you are following this cursor, right? And you've got a classic editor or the more modern one. Click Cast and Crew. Click Cast. All right, and then I'm going to click Add Cast. So then I type in Gigi. This is why it's so important to have your photo on here. That's when you end up with two different accounts when you don't have a picture. Yeah.
If you have a pro.
Yes.
True. True. Yes.
And which is my one qualm.
You can add it
No, I've
But-
got photos online, but since I don't pay for it.
I mean, you can add your headshot, but then like when I lost my access,
Yeah.
my headshot was gone. So it just had
I
the blank
I
thing.
have a photo on mine, but since I don't pay for Pro right now, it doesn't show up.
So she told, the thing is, I need her character name. There's two people who asked me to add them to this project actually, so we'll do it twice. All right, so Gigi's, can you add me as Maria? Okay, so her character, it's asking for character name. Her character name is Maria. All right, this attribute and this order, this information, I'm not gonna fool with at this moment. But by default, IMDb lists the cast members by their star meter rating. I'm not the lead actor in this, but I have the highest IMDb rating of everybody in the cast. So I overrode that, and that's what you use the order button for, to override that. I don't know where he wants Maria to land in the order of cast members, so I'm just going to see where she lands, and then I can always go back and edit that if I want to. But you wouldn't really necessarily fool with that unless you were trying to manage this for someone. You know, I mean, you wouldn't put your order in there unless you're the lead actor and you don't want anybody. I mean, I've been the lead actor on some, and I showed up fifth. You know, I'm like, no, I don't want to. Like, so I bumped myself up to first. Like, nah, we don't want that. So you have to click check these updates. It's never. This is not a click. This is not a like click it and see it thing that happens. You know, so I clicked it. I saved it now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add this other guy who is on here, if he has one.
You have access to do all this because you were in the production.
Yes. Now Ernesto, I'm friends with Ernesto, and he did not send. They didn't send me no. They didn't send me his actual IMDb listing. So there, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 Ernesto Hernandez. Hey, can you send me your IMDb link, please? And do it now. All right. All right.
You
So
don't know what other films he's associated with.
right. So so I'm not going to try to do it because I don't want to screw him up. But somebody else might. And that's when you end up on the wrong one, like Ian did. So I'm going to just cancel that one. But I still have to submit Gigi's. I'm adding hers. If you're going to use a stage name, and your or your regular name is very common, I would say search IMDb and see how many there are before you start acting, or see how you can twist, mixtures around a little bit to make it unique. All right, so it's confirmed. It's submitted. That means the team at IMDb now is going to review that to see if they're going to add. I mean, I've had it show up within 30 minutes, and I've had it take 2 days. So I guess it depends on who's working that night. But
a lot quicker recently.
yeah, I agree. So we've got hers. Hello. All right, so we've got that one in. That's how you would add yourself to a project. The movie has a star meter rating. Crew members also have a star meter rating. The production company has a star meter rating, if they have an account. So the lower that is, the better. So when you go to the actual star meter for people, actors, I should say, you got a graph there that shows how it works. You can populate like your lowest rating. Like mine's sitting at 128, almost 129 right now, but you can create this showing your all-time high. They call it your all-time high, but it's your lowest. So rating.
Top of the league.
Right. So there are ways to manipulate that, and that number is based on how many times people look at it. So you can kind of see here, like it says I had 6 people view my IMDb page last week, 4 actors, 1 camera person, and 1 thanks. So I have some special thanks on there, so somebody looked at that.
What's a thing?
A thank you, like a special thanks.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Because that's a thing that's on the IMDb page too. I'm sure, like if they use my house for filming, so I got a special thanks for that, or they use my car or something like that.
Thank
Yeah.
you credit in the credits.
Yeah. So yeah, on the star meter, you can go to the star meter and see who's number 1, and it's not always about who's got the biggest movie out. I've noticed when a big name actor passes away, they will be number 1, because that's everybody's clicking on that person. So the way to get the main way, of course, to get that number down is to have more people clicking on your IMDb page. So, social media influencers who have 20 million followers can post their IMDb link and get all of their followers to click it, and their rating going to drop. That populates once a week, and it's so it's kind of like it gets updated. I think on Sunday nights is when they do that.
So if a casting director is going to go through that, so when you build your profile there, is there like buzzwords you can? So I'm assuming when you just want to look for talent, that they'll be searching for buzzwords. Is that part of in your?
Not really. It's not like a search, like a hashtag.
Okay.
No, you don't have
No.
you don't have hashtags associated
So
with this.
how do the casting directors then go? Just go through these. Then how are they trying to find that special?
They're not looking. You've already submitted for a role. They're looking at this after they're considering you for a role.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they
So
already know your name.
They're not randomly out there. You've already applied and auditioned. And
Right.
Now it's kind of like a background check.
They're checking you
Exactly.
out.
It's a
Yeah.
background check. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And they have told me, they don't put a ton of weight on the star meter because it can be manipulated, but they do look at it. So
Okay.
I guess it's just dependent on the person, right? So, and we another way to lower that rating is to have more pictures, because when you add your photos in, you tag your name, and that also, how the algorithm works, is that boosts your. I say boost, but it lowers your IMDb. It's all backwards, right? But yeah, so I can show you how to do that. So as far as adding images go, the bio is important. You do have the bio section where you put in just a short bio about yourself. You can add a lot more information than I have revealed on mine. You can put, pronouns, you can put race, you can put ethnicity, you can put your languages, all of those things that you can have. You can put your birth. You can choose whether or not your birth year is displayed. I always have mine hidden, but you're looking at it right now, and I'm going to do like this. You can put, so there's a ton of stuff.
1838.
Oh. I'm in with Tom Cruise and that whole gang. We have the serum.
No, Tom Cruise is my age.
Right. So you can add your education and trainings. All those are important. I've just not updated mine with those things. Casting directors know each other. And most of them are also acting teachers. So just like a lot of actors are also acting coaches. I plan to definitely update that with because I've had some big name acting coaches who are also directors. So I want to make sure that they get on there.
So knowing that IMDb often has duplicates and people don't keep it updated and all those things, I usually send, and it doesn't have a good way to connect with people unless you pay for Pro to get their contact. I usually just send their Instagram. So there's a lot of things working against IMDb, especially for the
That's not how they
films.
view it.
Yeah.
They view it, if you're a professional, you'll put the money on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing as like Actors Access or
Right.
whatever other sites you use.
So it may work against you to not have it, because they're going to look at it and say, "Oh, he don't even care about his IMDb page."
So what is the difference between this and I heard about that Actors Access?
Actors Access is a casting site,
Okay,
but IMDb Pro also is a casting site. So I'll show you that shortly.
okay.
But yes, Actors Access is the predominant casting website for
Okay.
bigger productions, for major productions.
All right, but they're completely different?
Yeah, we can have another class on that if you want to, but it's a casting site. Like that's where you submit for acting roles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't necessary, you're not submitting anything, you're just.
You can,
you're just documenting.
if you have an IMDb Pro account, I'm going to show you that section. Yes.
So Live Actors makes the least, but have the most individual expenses.
I mean that's.
I
I mean, I know, right? That's what I want to say. We have to pay for classes. We have to pay.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. This too, you can add your official websites. Like I have a website. I have all of my profiles to Actors Access. All of that is listed there. So like when you click over to that, this is taking you to my Actors Access
I
profile.
see, okay.
So that's like my full.
I was curious, but I went to your website and your pop-up is go to my IMDb page.
Yeah, because I want
Is
more
that
clicks.
because you want people to- So you
Right.
can manipulate your staffing to.
Not manipulated. That is
No, again, I thought
Lowers
was
it
a
down.
good idea.
yeah. Yeah. So what was next? All right, the images. Putting images on. So images. This is a pretty straightforward thing, but you have control to put images on your profile from your work. You want it to be associated with film. Like I've got pictures on the red carpet, or headshots, different pictures, or just BTS shots from a project. Now, if you have permission from the projects themselves, it's good to have them added to the projects page also, and then tag your name on that as well. But you have your page is your page, right? So your primary image should probably be a headshot. Think about like this is going to be what populates on Amazon Prime when you're going through the X-ray part of it.
It's easier if you do it from your phone.
Not for me, but
For me,
every.
it is.
Yeah, lots of people. The phone app is what it is. So let's say I'm just going to add an image, just a generic image here. I've got some projects I just did, so I can put one in. I'm going to show you how to add one to the actual project too, because the the director already told me that was cool. I can do that. So all right, let's see. No, I want to go to. Here's me taking pictures of myself at the gym. Let's go to recent. I know, now I'm nervous
So I
about
guess
it.
what you're saying is by having the picture tagged in the project that it's linked to, it just like draws that circle background to your page, doesn't it? It just makes your page more visible in more places. So
Exactly.
if someone is interested in that project, then they.
Sorry, I've got to go through high school graduation party.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one I was just working on called Squatch, the movie. So I'm going to add this one. And I don't want it to be my primary image, but I'm just going to say BTS on set of Squatch. Photographer, I don't know who it was. I'm not worrying about that one. But a lot of projects have an official BTS photographer. So in that case, I would like to pull them up. This person, I don't think it was just somebody with their cell phone, so I might pull up one in a minute that I can show you like how to add somebody specifically for it. And then you submit that. The images usually populate pretty quickly on here. You don't usually have to wait a long time. I don't think there's a whole lot of review that goes into those. No. So I had just added a couple earlier today. That was also from that same project. You can see like my name is on there. I can add, I can tag other people on that. Like this guy's who is holding the boom is Aaron. I can't think of his last name, but it's not Mull. So anyway, I could tag him in the picture, and just out of respect, I would do that. I will do that when I look his name up. But he played Bigfoot in the film, but I don't know if he has an IMDb page, to be honest with you. All right, so let me try to go over to a project and add it that way to show you all that. So this was one we just did was Everly. She doesn't. This is just wrapped, so there's not a poster yet. But she did tell me I could add a BTS pictures, a couple of BTS shots, to show y'all how it works. So I'm on this project. I've gotten permission from the director to add these. I'm going to add the image, and I'm going to add one that I know this person has an IMDb page, so I can show you how that works.
Billy, what's BTS?
Behind the scenes, or a boy band. All right, so let's see. Here I am with Kathy, who was my co-star on this. What type? So you pick which type of picture. It's not the poster. It's not a still frame. It is a behind the scenes photo. So I'm selecting that. The photographer, eek. Again, I don't know, but it was just somebody on set who I handed my phone to. So that's not critical. But Kathy's in this with me, right? So I want to select Kathy. I'm going to tag her in that photograph. Submit it. So this will help Kathy's IMDb score also, because she's been tagged in a photo when that one shows up. All right, so we could do that. We had 100 pictures took that day, so we could really add all of those. And then when the film starts dropping some stills from the film, you can add those on there also, or somebody can. All right, James Christensen just sent me the new poster for No Better Time. This is another project I was working on, and it's a project that I told him, I'm managing the IMDb page for. So I'll show you how to do that. There's Unplug, so you'll be on that one coming up. Yeah. That will be yours. So we already have a poster on there, but he's added the laurels because we got some awards, some film festival awards. So I'm going to go to images. I'm going to add the new one, which is here with the laurels. And here I'm going to select poster. Submit that. And then it should replace this existing poster with the new poster that has the Film Festival laurels on it. Again, it doesn't show up instantly. We can drop back and see if the picture I added a few minutes ago showed up. Yeah, there I am with Squatch. All right. So again, all of the photos help with your IMDb score to lower that. If you have an agent, your agents are listed on here. All of the other agents have access to that. Casting directors have access to that. They know who to contact if they were to want to reach out to you directly. They know how to reach you. So like my modeling, commercial, film, everything's listed there. Let's see, videos work the same way as the...
And it is more appropriate to reach out to the agent first. If
they're just cold contacting you, then yes.
Yeah.
Because really, they should reach out to the agent about you as their client. They don't have to though. And if you're in a situation where you don't have to, you're not non-exclusive, then they don't have to reach out their own. If that's rare that they're just going to reach directly out. They usually go to the channels and they put the casting notice out and make you all submit for it. So same way with the videos.
Someone comes to you direct, say it's a union project, there's a lot of mileage in handing that back to your agent as well.
Yeah.
They'll be very grateful.
Well, they would. They'd be grateful to take 20% of what you're going to make.
Right.
But if they can negotiate that in, right? Sometimes they can get you more out of
And
it.
they'll
That's
put
true.
you higher up their casting list next time they cast it.
That's true. So, all right, all that's news self-populates. This is just like if you show up in a news article. IMDb scans the internet for like newspaper articles and magazine articles, and then so if it comes across you, then it'll associate you to those news.
Can you
Self-submit.
put self-submit news or not?
You can request if you have something, you can send it to them if you can give them the direct link that shows you. Like I was in the Adidas commercial that everybody keeps posting on. Well, it got published in Forbes magazine, but my name's not in the article, so they won't connect it. I've asked them, they won't connect it. I'm in the photographs, but I'm not in the article, so my name never showed up.
Current, or what if it was old news but it's never shown on there before?
I think if you can show that it's published, you can submit it. Yeah, and then the powers that be, the gods at IMDb, make their decision off that.
Going one step back, so in the video tab there, that's where I would paste the commercial I was in.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a link or is that like a literal video?
So you would put, you select it. You have to upload the actual video. Yeah.
So moving on to crew, including them in or adding them to a project and what that looks like.
Same way. All right. So
And
if
then-
we go to, this is my project, so I can add a crew member if you want to be on crew. I'm the only one listed so far. Let's see.
Executive
No, actually, some of the filmmakers are on here. So you just go under the filmmaker tab, go to add filmmakers.
Was it a film bar project?
No, this is not a film bar project.
So
Sorry.
you could put me on those.
Executive producer. So let's say I'm going to add. I might already have the composer on here, but I can delete it. So I'm going to add the composer. So I went to. This is where I went. Just hop back here. So I went to filmmakers there, and then I went to add filmmakers. And then let's say I'm going to add a gaffer or something. So I'm going to add one credit to the, you can choose like the occupation here. Who's a gaffer that I can use?
Andrew McGowan.
He doesn't know he's working on this project. Andrew, I want to use someone who has theirs updated. McKelvery, Andrew McKelvery. There he is, but there's multiple ones again. Maybe Eric Olson, I know his picture's on there. I won't hit save. Okay, so Eric's right there. There's another Eric Olson. And then so I would click check these updates, choose the occupation. And then, okay, it's saying, this is how many Eric Olsons there are. So I would have to make sure I'm clicking the right one or add a new one, which is, they give you the option to add another Eric Olson. So what I would do is find a project that I know Eric has worked on, if I could, narrow that down and make sure I select the right guy. Or I can let IMDb decide. Or I can just click, I understand the warning, I'm going to move forward anyway, recheck the updates. So crew people, I've learned, are not as apt to keep theirs updated, even as actors.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be a challenge.
I know on like the classic uploader, it was like choose their role. Then you had like a huge scrolling list of like 500 different role options.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to use the classic editor for certain parts of it. And then others, it's just, they've already narrowed it down in this capacity here.
Art department head, art department lead, art department supervisors. Like they're
There's a ton.
all
Yeah,
the
there's
same
so many
titles.
names.
Yeah. But and then the last thing you can use this for is to look at box office stuff and do some comps for pitch decks, right?
Yeah, totally. You've got there's tons of box office information, but I wanted to also show them that you can search for agents here and managers to submit yourself to. Crew people also have agents and managers. So you can actually search through them by location.
It's worth saying that the DB in IMDB stands for database.
It
Right.
does. It does.
So if you're looking for someone, they're all there. I mean, I don't do a lot of screen work, but I use IMDB constantly to search for who's currently in pre-production for video games, because I do a lot of that. Animation, I do a lot of that. So the same thing with films, go and look for someone that's in pre-production or development, because they may not yet have cast, and then you can connect with that person and
Yeah, when we put up Clonely, we got tons of emails from like post editors, like sound people, like, "Hey, I'd love to help you with your project." I'm like, "We're done, thanks though."
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to look for jobs, and this would be cast, crew also, then you go under your IMDb Pro profile here, the little account tab, scroll down to jobs, and this is your casting sites. I've got mine narrowed down to Atlanta right now at the moment. So there are these supporting roles. I've got my age range already put in here. There's literally thousands of casting things on here. I've just already got mine narrowed down. And so, here's one coming up. Love Unlocked, a Christmas time capsule. It's filming in Atlanta. And you get the information and you can apply. You can submit for the acting role directly through IMDb Pro, just like you do on Actors Access, Backstage, Casting Networks, and all the others. Yes, sir.
so that looked like it went to direct submit, which, if I remember, is that not also another subscription base? You've got to pay.
I think I've already paid for it through IMDb Pro because I have booked myself through IMDb Pro without paying additional fee for that. No promises on that, but as far as like crew goes, if you look here, like you click the profession, say I'm a grip, you can look for jobs that are coming up as a grip. I'm going to remove Atlanta. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Okay.
There's a ton around Greenville, right?
Okay. Turn around Greenville. So yeah. Anyway, there is
Well, they've got to have posted it to IMDb, don't they? Or is IMDb searching the internet for that?
right. So yeah, there's other options there for searching for jobs also.